started now? Okay. Is it clear? Yeah, the voice is clear. Sure? Is it clear now, or you think start again? You started. Okay. Okay. So let's take the. Would you please continue your essay? So your essay is about how to quit smoking. Okay. Smoking. Try again to delay it to the night. Try to avoid the places that remind you with smoking. Learn new hobbies and sports to fill your time. There are many ways to quit smoking. Smokers have to follow them well. We hope that all smokers to quit smoking and choose to live a happy life without diseases. So this is the first short essay. This is your first short essay. What you're going to do now for next week is so this is her first essay of what? Introduction, one body paragraph, and a conclusion. How to. Her topic was how to quit smoking. Now next time she's going to write an extended essay about the 3 steps. Introduction, conclusion, and 3 body paragraphs. What each paragraph assigns for each answer, for each way, how to quit. Okay? Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your effort. Now let's start our lecture. As I told you, I can select the rest. I will select the rest of the papers, and we can check the rest of the homework on our workshop. Our workshop starts on Tuesday. Okay, I've started this last Tuesday from 9 to 11. Okay, GW112 from 9 to 11 every Tuesday. I upload this on the LMS. Even the other full-timer and part-timer workshops are also there on the LMS. So last time we stopped at mine on Tuesday from 9 to 11. Yeah, from 9 to 11, GW112. That's why we analyzed this short essay on page 3. Now, let's have a look on the long extended essay on page 5. Have a look at the introduction on short essay on page 3 and the introduction of the long essay on page 5. And tell me what's the difference. What's the difference? Compare the introduction, the body paragraph. Compare the introduction on page 3 with the introduction on page 5. It's the excellent. So if we answer these analytical questions on page 7 to analyze the long essay, underline the thesis statement in the introduction. Is it different from the thesis of the short essay on page 3? We're saying that it's the same. So where's that thesis statement? Last time we we said that the thesis statement in page 3 is, that's fine, it's in the thesis statement. So let's see this goal I. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay. Now, if we look at the answer, we will find that the same is repeated here. Okay? Nothing is clear. As you can see, the thesis is the same. What do you conclude? The thesis and the goal, essay, the short one and the long one, are the thesis is the same. What do you conclude? What do you conclude? What do you understand from this? Exactly. There is no difference between the introduction of the short essay and a long essay, because each introduction should contain at least three ideas, which are hook and thesis, and the thesis. Okay, so whether you're writing a short essay or you're writing a long essay, this doesn't make any difference. Why it makes no difference? Because we are going to hook, background, and thesis. So now let's look on page 5. Let's look at paragraph number 1. Look at the paragraph, the body paragraph number 1, and tell me where is the topic sentence. Here. Exactly. As soon as I started writing for college, I realized that college writing was different from the writing I was used to. Okay, why this is the topic sentence of this body paragraph? He said a topic sentence saying what? This is a good one because here we expect that the writer is going to talk about what? The okay. What he talk about? Exactly. This shows us he's going to draw a comparison between what? The content that he used to write at school, for example, and the content that he's going to write for college. Or so if we look at body paragraph, what is the topic sentence of body paragraph 2? I want you to underline the topic sentence of the body paragraph. All of them. I realized, yes,
that I had to improve my understanding of grammar in order to write for college.
Exactly. Is it related to the thesis or not? Yes, because the writer said in the thesis that he's going to talk about the thesis. In the thesis, he is talking about which are content. Who is going to read the thesis again to achieve this goal? Read it. I realize that I have to focus on and vocabulary items. So this is your thesis. Any thesis that you're going to write has to contain the three ideas that you're going to write for the body paragraph. And then talking about the first idea, which is content in body paragraph 1. By drawing a comparison. The content required now as a code skip and the content that we used to write later on was as 4, for example. Now, body paragraph 2, the thesis. That he had to bear or he had to consider some grammatical mistakes. Okay? So in his writing, he discovered that he had to understand grammatical structure. So what about body paragraph 3? Body paragraph 3. Where is the topic sentence of body paragraph 3? Yes? Body paragraph 3. Paragraph looks like this. Main idea, and after the main idea we move to details, and after the details we give examples. Okay? But I told you last time that sometimes the first sentence is not the topic sentence of the whole paragraph. So sometimes it can be like this paragraph, body paragraph 3. The writer started by giving details. That so here we have the third idea, which is vocabulary. The first sentence doesn't contain the word vocabulary mentioned in the thesis. No. So it's why we're analyzing this essay like this, because this is the format and in writing your essay. Okay? As a thesis that contains, clearly state. Your thesis should clearly state, okay? It should clearly state the three ideas that you're going to, for example, your colleague, what's your name? Sumud, okay? Talked about what? Talked about how to make friends by first socializing, or by having friends with your relatives, and then socializing face to face or virtually, by paying visits or even by the Facebook, Twitter, and all of these. And the third one is by forming study groups. So your essay can 3 body paragraphs by talking about having friendships or having friends from your relatives and neighbors. This is the first way. Having friends by socializing in general, whether meeting new people or meeting them physically or virtually, and making study. Each idea is developed into a full paragraph with supporting sentences and concluding sentences. What's your name? And how to quit smoking. The first idea can be about using what? Exactly. Don't go to places where you can recall or you can remember smoking. So choose places where, for example, smoking is prohibited, and then so changing the time, changing the habit of smoking. Better. Doing exercise. Exactly. Learn hobbies or doing exercise in sports in general. So this is how the thesis. It has to state clearly the ideas, at least the 3 ideas that you're going to talk about. Okay? following question of how do these topic sentences relate to the thesis? Each topic sentence has a word already mentioned in the thesis, like now, question number 3. How do the 3 paragraphs of the 5 paragraph essay, the extended one, expand on the information provided in the single body paragraph essay on page 3? How did the writer expand his essay? On page 3, it was a short essay. How did the writer expand it on page 5?
Giving examples.
Giving more examples. What else? Giving or experience. Okay, reflecting on his own experiences. Giving more ideas. More details and ideas. Excellent. So, number 4. I want you now to look at the conclusion. The conclusion of the short essay and the conclusion of the long essay, and tell me. That's fine. So again, they are the same. What do you conclude? What do you understand? There is no difference between writing the conclusion of a short essay or a long essay, because a conclusion should contain what? At least 2 ideas, which is restating the thesis, and giving advice, opinion, solution. Okay? So now I want you to go to page 10. Page 9. We're going to analyze this introduction. On page 9, we have an introduction that we're going to analyze to see what are the main parts that should be written in any introduction. So, we said any introduction should, whether you're writing short essay or long essay, it should contain a hook, background information, and thesis statement. A hook can be catchy sentence by using unusual words, unusual terms, by relating it to the reader, if you're talking about a topic of interest to your reader, or the hook can simply depict or picture the scene to you. Okay, so if the hook depicts or pictures the whole scene of a story, for example, or of an experience, certain experience that the writer or the author would like to talk about, then it's a good hook. If we look at this introductory paragraph on page 9, where is the hook and how is the hook? Page 9. Circle the label. Circle and label the hook. Yes, please.
And it was a sunny day in the summer of 1989.
Okay.
When the family moved out of the city of the suburbs.
Okay. So this is the hook. Why it's the hook? By doing what? Imagine the whole scene. Okay? So this is a good hook because it pictures or yes please. Or it helps the reader to imagine the whole Now, underline the background information in this introduction. Where is the background information in this introduction? So this is your answer, to check your answer. The first sentence is the hook. Where is the background information? Ladies. What's the background information? Why we should write a piece of information for the reader? Why? Why we should write background information? What's the function of it? Exactly. To give them the right picture about what we're going to talk about, or to give our readers, to give them a reason why we're writing this, or to give them a brief hint or history. So, yeah, it's something that follows the hook to illustrate or to explain more why you're writing this topic, about this topic. Why? Why you're writing about this topic, or giving more illustration and explanation about this topic by giving brief history about this topic. Okay? Where is the background information here in this introduction? Yes, please.
I did not like living because I would lose my friend and the place where I had so much fun. It was very sad for me to see my friend standing in front of the old house as we said our last goodbye.
Excellent. So, this is background information where the writer wants to see about what happened. Okay? So, in the thesis, after this, we're going to find the thesis. And a good thesis contains what? Contains the topic, which is the whole theme about the essay, and the ideas that the writer is going to develop in the body. Where is the be one of the best. Okay, so little did I know. Okay, this is the background. As you can see, these sentences are the background, the brief history about the topic under discussion, and now this is the thesis. Where is the topic and where are the controlling ideas? Where is the topic and where are the controlling ideas? Topic. The topic is about what here? The topic, the whole essay is about what? Do you think? Moving. The moving. The action of moving. Excellent. The whole essay is about the moving. Okay, or the movement from the city to the suburb. Where? Where is it mentioned here? This move, exactly. So little did I know that this move, okay, this is the whole theme or the whole topic of that essay. What are the controlling ideas? The writer here or the author here is going to talk about what? The action that happened that made her or him consider, the experience, his own experience or the action or the event happened to consider this move the best moment of her or his life. Okay? So, the topic contains both. The whole topic and the controlling idea. Like this. If we fill in the spaces, we will find that the topic is, little did I know that this move and the controlling idea would turn out to be one of the best moments of my life. Okay? Now let's go to analyze the body diagram of the long extended essay on page 5. Go to these questions on page 10. And see the questions here on page 10. Okay? Here it says, circle the topic sentence of body paragraph 1. We know that any body paragraph consists of topic sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding sentence. So whenever you're writing a body paragraph, whenever you write any body paragraph, you should keep at least 3 ideas. Topic sentence, supporting sentence, and concluding sentence. And these supporting sentences to give explanation and example. Okay? So here, the first paragraph, underline the topic sentence. We did it, right? Now, check this. I want you to rewrite it in your own words. Paraphrasing. Paraphrasing, this is the first substance of writing. In order to be a good writer, you need to learn how to read information from other resources and paraphrase it in your own words. So you're going to avoid any accusation of plagiarism. So, but if you copy paste it, this is called plagiarism. Okay? So now, read the topic sentence that we have underlined before and try to paraphrase it in your own words. Okay? Now, on page 5, the topic sentence of body paragraph 1 on page 5. The essay about how to become a good academic writer.
There are a big difference between writing in school and writing in college.
There is a big difference. Yeah, okay, you can say it like this. Another paraphrased copy of the same topic sentence. Usually the sentence, usually. But sometimes it's the middle or the last even, like 3. In body paragraph 3, that it's sentence contains one of the ideas mentioned in the thesis. The writer's essay told us, or thesis, content, becoming academic writer. That's why here the first sentence of body paragraph doesn't contain any words related back to this term of vocabulary, and that's why we said the first sentence is not the topic sentence. We need that contains that is taken or extracted from the thesis. Okay, that's why when you write, your thesis should clearly state. When you write, your thesis should state the 3 ideas that you are going to develop in that body paragraph. Because what we are going for doing is essay, introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and conclusion. So this is how to write thesis, and then how to develop a topic sentence for each body paragraph, extracted or taken or already mentioned. That who can say it in other words? Topic sentence number 1. No, number 1. Still number 1. Okay, here the writer is talking about himself. So you can use I. But in general, okay, academic writing, as I told you before, we should use one, people, most of the people, all of these. So here he is talking about his own experience, reflecting about his own experience. That's why he's using I. And I want you to paraphrase. Can you paraphrase? By using synonyms, by using different verb forms, different structures. For example, if the sentence is active voice, try to transfer it into passive voice by changing the order of some words, order of information mentioned. Instead of starting with the technical writing or school writing, you can start with academic writing. But yeah, this is the main point, to keep the original author, the original idea of the author. Okay?
When I was in college, I discovered that my writing was very weak.
In this case, different. No, different from the original one. In the original one, he's drawing a comparison. He's drawing.
College and now. Yes. When I was in the college, I discovered that my writing was very weak. Comparing with the writing I used to do before. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Writing an academic essay is important to students who are attending college.
Okay, this is general. This is not a topic sentence, because we're talking about the content. I wanted to focus that the content of the writing I used to do is totally different from the content required for me now, the college students. Yeah. Please, just a minute.
Writing at the school is not the same. And that's what I discovered.
And this body paragraph. Okay.
I'm saying most of writing depends on how to present it for the reader.
This is generally speaking. I need you to focus on the idea of content. How the content of school topics totally different from the content of college topics. Okay? Paragraph 2. Who can paraphrase paragraph 2? Same question on page 10. We're going to do these questions to analyze body paragraph 1 and then body paragraph 2 and then body paragraph 3. Okay? So we're going to paraphrase the topic sentence of body paragraph 1 and the topic sentence of body paragraph 2 and then
I noticed my grammar should be improved to start writing for college.
This is body paragraph 2. We're talking about grammar, so that I should improve my grammar. Okay. What else? Another copy.
My grammar for college writing.
I should improve my grammar for. Okay. Body paragraph 3. Body paragraph 3. In body paragraph 3. We underlined it together. And now I want you to paraphrase it.
I knew that the academic writing, I knew that I have to practice writing with memorized vocabulary.
Only
Technical.
technical or technical terms, sophisticated vocabulary, all of these.
Sophisticated vocabulary should use in academic writing.
Academic writing, good one. Now, yes.
The only effective way to be a good writing is writer to use vocabulary as often as possible.
Okay, without thought. The only effective way to be a good writer
Is to As often as possible.
Or technical terms or technical. Now we come to the supporting details. Let's go to and see the supporting details. How did the writer support his body paragraph 1? By giving what? Yeah, by giving more details and examples. Like what? Not by giving more details and examples. You have to tell me by giving more details and examples like 1, 2, 3, so I understand that you have read it and you have comprehended. This is what we call reading and summarizing what you have read. Okay?
He wrote mainly about family and childhood and friends.
The content that he used to write about there was about, or when he was a school student, was about mainly family, friends, and childhood. Okay. Well, how did the writer support his body paragraph?
That's his personal experience.
He talked about his personal experience by saying, at least 2 sentences. By saying, not saying sentences from the body paragraph. No, you read it and understand how did he did this, or how did he support his body paragraph by mentioning 1, 2. Okay.
The writer mentions that a ways of a kind of issues about writing. That's it. About family and family, yes.
But now he's required about literature, about great issues, about the community, all of these. Excellent. Now let's go to body paragraph 2. How did the writer support his topic sentence and body paragraph? By details and examples. Like what? Body paragraph 2 and tell what did he understand? He supported them how? He didn't use grammar like that's why he concentrated on to avoid grade from this keeping agreements. All the right. Oh, yes. Okay. Is writing more once. Task 3. Let's go to how did the writer support body paragraph 3? By giving what or by talking about what? Excellent. Focusing more on
buying a new dictionary.
Buying a new dictionary and thesaurus and focusing on spelling to correct. A good academic writer. Now we come to this. The conclusion. Let's go to the conclusion of the first body paragraph. Okay? All these questions in page 10. Okay, you can find them on page 10. So, the conclusion of body paragraph 1. It brings the idea of the paragraph to a close, or it suggests the content of the next paragraph. What's the function? What's the function of the concluding sentence? The last sentence of the paragraph. Who is going to read it? Someone to read the last sentence, the concluding sentence of the paragraph tells what's the
by giving specific examples, I realized that my essays become more detailed, easy to read, and much more interesting. However, grammatical problems in my writing were still in issue. Grammatical.
The content of the next paragraph. Body paragraph 2. No, he's taking the way. He's preparing you as the reader to the second idea. The second idea is about what? Grammar. Because he's saying, however, no, this is the last sentence. However, grammatical problems in my writing were still an issue. In this case, he's preparing you for the following idea, which is talking about grammar. How to master grammar to be a good academic writer. Now, we are going to read the last sentence of body paragraph 2. The concluding sentence of body paragraph 2. We're going to read it and find. It brings the whole paragraph to a close, or it suggests the content of the next paragraph.
It was quite common for me to include the slang and abbreviations.
Exactly. It closes the paragraph. It closes the whole paragraph. So the more I know, the more my writing improves. How he is writing through vocabulary. The sentence is closing the idea of learning more grammatical rules to master grammar, and his professor asking him to write more and more. So the more he knows, the more he improved his grammar and avoided all the grammatical. So I think the more I
Vocabulary.
So about vocabulary. Yeah. Is he preparing a follow idea, or this is bringing the whole paragraph to a close? He's closing the paragraph, or he's leaving you to a close idea?
No.
Close. Yeah. He's closing the paragraph. Okay, fine. So let's go back to. So now we understand that a good essay contains introduction, body paragraph, and conclusion. Let's on page 11. Let's look at the conclusion of this essay. Any conclusion should contain restatements for the thesis. So any conclusion should contain at least 2 of these or all of them. It's up to you as a writer. So when you write, your conclusion should contain restatements of thesis. You should restate what you have mentioned in the thesis in the introduction, and you should give advice or a warning. You should make a prediction or asking a rhetorical question that doesn't need any answer, just a rhetorical question to keep the reader bothering about what's the answer or what would the answer be for this question. Or to provide new insights and discoveries in a conclusion, your own conclusion, what you came up with, what you have concluded yourself. Okay? Called insight. To provide new insights and discoveries that the writer, you, have gained through writing the essay, that you have gained while writing or through writing the whole essay. Okay? So if we analyze the conclusion of this essay, it's written here. Can you see it? It's on page 11. Same conclusion of the essay about how to become a good writer. It's written here. So look at it and tell me, how many sentences are given here? How many sentences are given? 3. Yes. Cancel the first stop. Okay. So how many sentences? 3. So now we know that a good conclusion at least should be 3. It can be 2, but too short. Okay? A sentence where you restate the thesis and a sentence where you give advice, recommendation, opinion, insight. So tell me, where is the statement that the writer restated the thesis in it? Underline the sentence in the conclusion that restates the thesis in the introduction. The first one, exactly. Who can read it?
Writing requires critical thinking skills and understanding of the topic, high-level vocabulary, and correct grammar.
Exactly. Is this repeated from this, was mentioned in the thesis? Is this restated in the thesis? Yes. In the thesis he talks about content, grammar, and vocabulary. And now he's talking about using a good content, following and using complicated vocabulary. So the first sentence is the restatement, or this is the writer restating the thesis. Then, how did the writer close his essay? This conclusion ends with what? Did the writer use some advice, a prediction, a warning, or an insight? An insight, his own insight, his own reflection on the experience, because he's from the very beginning talking about his personal experience. What did he do to become a good academic writer? Okay? Now we're going to analyze another essay, okay, to practice what? To practice achieving coherence. When you, unity and coherence. When you write, you have to achieve unity and coherence. So, let's see what's the meaning of unity first. Effective writing must have unity, and unity occurs when all the ideas in a paragraph or an essay support each other, meaning you don't or you shouldn't include any irrelevant sentence. All the sentences should be related to the main idea mentioned in the thesis. So all the body paragraphs, all the details, all the examples, all the explanation, the anecdotes, all the facts that you are going to provide should be relevant, related to the main idea discussed, especially in the thesis. Okay? So if we look at this introduction here, we have an example about an introduction. We said a good introduction consists of what? Hook, background, and thesis. The hook here is, we all dream about our wedding celebration, but when it happens, we don't know what to expect. Why this is a good hook? Why? It gives us a whole picture and the main idea. And the main idea and occasion. Okay, it makes us eager to know what would happen in this occasion. It predicts, exactly. It engages the reader. It's a good hook because it engages us as readers, because we all dream. The word we all dream about, this is a very catchy, because actually we all dream about wedding day. Okay? So this is a good hook because it relates to us. It arouses our interest. It's relevant to us. Okay? So if the hook is relevant to you and it calls your attention, then this is a good hook. Now, after the hook comes what? Background. Excellent. Background information. In the background, he's saying that I met my husband on a student trip to Honduras. After 4 years of letter writing and visits, we finally announced our engagement and planned for the event. What's the nature of this background? It gives us what? Details and picture. It gives us brief history about what happened. How did she, how and when did she meet her husband? Okay? After the hook and background comes what? Thesis. So the thesis says, my wedding day was the most thrilling day of my life. Where is the topic and where is the controlling idea? The topic is about what? Wedding day. Excellent. Okay. And the controlling idea about what? She's going to talk about what? The events. Why the events? What happened to make the most thrilling day? Exactly. What happened during her wedding to consider it and the most thrilling day of her life? Okay. So let's see the body paragraph and let's read her body paragraph on page 12. Go to page 12. We will see her body paragraph. See the outline here on page 13. Can you see the outline on page 13? It says that the thesis is, my wedding day was the most thrilling day of my life. The first idea extracted for the first body paragraph is about what? Yes, please. Having my friends and family together at my wedding was an amazing experience. So we expect the first body paragraph is going to talk about what? Having friends and family together. All the details, all the ideas should be related to this topic. If we find any irrelevant idea or sentence, we should delete it. We should skip it. Okay? The second body paragraph is about what? The band we hired played music that the guests loved, and we danced for hours. So here, we expect that the whole body paragraph too is going to talk about what? The band and the celebration and dancing. Excellent. The third body paragraph is about what? The preparation for the wedding were exhausting. Actually, it's not written here. This is what you're going to write for me. But before you write the third body paragraph, let's read the first body paragraph and the second body paragraph and delete irrelevant sentences. Like the example. The first sentence is given to you. As you can see here, yes. As you can see here, the first sentence is kept. Who can read the first body paragraph and delete the irrelevant sentences? I need someone to read the first body paragraph. All of you, I want you to participate, please.
Having my friends and family together at my wedding was an amazing experience. I had not seen same of my uncles, cousins, and aunts for many years. My cousin Tom lives in London, where he works as an engineer.
Do you think this is relevant to the topic?
No.
No. That's why we should skip it. We should delete it. Continue.
Both my mother and were born in different countries, so my relatives are scattered all over the world. I really like traveling and have been to Europe and Asia. Although it...
This one, which is, I really like traveling. Okay? No need to talk about traveling here and the places that you've been to. Excellent. Continue.
Although we try to get together for important occasions, this was the first time everyone could attend. Most importantly, my good friends had never met my relatives. Developing good friendships takes a lot of work.
This one, excellent, bravo. See, developing friendship, because this can be a topic for another essay, how to develop friendship.
Watching them all dancing, laughing, and having a wonderful time will stay in my memory forever.
So this is the closing sentence for the first body paragraph. See how we write the first body paragraph? Giving supporting sentences explaining what happened that made her consider her wedding day the most thrilling day, and closing a sentence that summarizes the whole idea and bring it into a close. Now I need someone else to read the second body paragraph and delete irrelevant sentences.
The band we hired played music that the guests loved, and we danced for hours. My original guest list had over 200 people.
Of course,
but I have to cut down هذا.
Delete the whole sentence.
It was difficult finding a group that one or two different kinds of music. However, these musicians
what do you think? Which one should be deleted? No.
My brother was. My brother.
We have okay, most best. Okay, can you see? Another idea. This is general. This is a too general sentence for other bands that we hire. This. We're not going to talk about the talent of every member in our my brother being to delete the other sentence about what the singer's dress. Why? Because we're talking about the band, not about the singer. I want you to write the third body paragraph. Take about 7 minutes maximum and write the third body paragraph. The third body paragraph talks about what? The topic sentence is here. So you're going to write the supporting sentences and a concluding sentence for this body paragraph. This body paragraph, the topic sentence is saying the preparation for the wedding were exhausting. So we all prepared for our wedding, or we're going to prepare for our wedding. How? Still give me more details. What preparation have you done? Okay, and why you consider these preparation exhausting? Of course, any preparation for the wedding would be exhausting. Okay, so 7 minutes. This is to check your answers. As I told you, all the PowerPoints on the LMS for you to check your answers. Even for part 5, put it all together. It's like the workbook for the whole course. The third. Going to write the third body paragraph of this essay, as if you're the prize. You're the prize, and so no third body paragraph. The third body paragraph talking about what? About the preparation for these preparations that were very exhausting and tiring for her, or actually for you. Okay? Now it's working. Okay. Who can start?
The preparation for the wedding was exhausting. Choosing the food was the funny part. We tasted all kinds of food. The place where we did the wedding was amazing. My husband chose this. There was a lake behind us, and the chairs like a theater. Everything was we had chosen was best.
Okay. Everything that we have
Chosen
was perfect. Okay. Good conclusion. Okay. Minor mistakes here. Come. It seems that the distance of the mic is not working back there.
The preparation for the wedding were exhausted, starting with the hotel reservation, then choosing my dress, then the buffet and the table design. We had to choose the flowers, food and drinks, but it was very exciting. It was worth it.
It was very exciting.
It's worth it.
And it's worth it. It was very exciting. Okay, but you were excited. Your person. As the person, I was excited. Okay? It was exciting. Just describing something, okay? Like interesting film. But I'm interested in reading.
My wedding preparations were very exhausting for me. I should prepare 70% from it. I chose my wedding dress, flower designer, a nice chief for the dinner, invite cards, and a nice band. All in all, invitation. All in all, it's really you will be tired, but it's.
It deserves it. It's worth it. It was. It was a nice try.
Although I started preparation 2 months before the wedding day, in the same day seems like I did nothing. I was really worried about my makeup and my outlook in the end. The phone didn't stop ringing. People were asking about the address and other things. The problem was that I didn't trust anyone to do my stuff instead of myself, even my husband.
Okay. Future husband. As a start, this is good, but I want you to expand on this. I want you to think how you can expand this and by giving more details.
Not enough.
As a start, I like it.
The wedding party was in a hotel. There were 150 chairs. 10 chairs were around one table. There was a red lawn carpet in the middle for me. Dinner was amazing with different kinds of food, like the service.
Good one as well. Ladies.
It's really it's difficult for preparing for the wedding. Starting from the guest list, pancake, wedding address, and wedding cards. Every details and all reservation for wedding plans. It takes most of my time, about 2 months. It was extremely expensive.
It was extremely exhausting. It was extremely exhausting. Okay, thank you. Well,
preparation of wedding, such as food and writing the guest's name, choosing my dress and make it matching with my flowers. I should take this special theme of wedding and make it unforgettable to those guests. It was the 3 exhausting weeks in my life.
Good one. So now you got the idea about writing body paragraph. A good body paragraph contains what? Body paragraph. A good body paragraph contains topic sentence, supporting by giving details and concluding sentence that will summarize the whole idea or bring it to a close. If you're writing one body paragraph. But if you're writing more than one body paragraph, you can decide that you're writing your paragraph by paving the way for the following. Okay? Now let's move to how to achieve here on page 14. How to achieve unity by choosing proper topic sentences. We have 2 theses on page 14. I want you to choose the most appropriate topic sentences for this thesis. The first one says, after 2 years of job hunting, I have finally found the perfect job for me. What's the topic here? What's the topic of this thesis? Finding job, or job hunting. Job hunting or finding a job. What are the controlling ideas? The writer is going to talk about what? No. He said, I have finally found. He found it already, not how to find. No, he searched and he found. He's saying, I have found the perfect job for me. So he's going to talk about what? How the job is like. Okay, how does it look? Because he considers this job as what? As the perfect job for him. So we expect the topic sentences that he's going to choose are all related to this purpose. Purpose of what? Answering the question, what made you consider this job as the perfect job for you? What made? Here, when you choose the most appropriate topic sentences, you're going to see what made him say that this job is the perfect job for him. Okay? So who's going to read number A? Let's read number A and decide together. What's your name?
I am enthusiastic about the challenges that I confront at work every day.
What do you think? Is this a Is it a good one or bad one? It's a good one. Excellent. It's a good one. Because in order to consider as a perfect job for you, it's challenging. If it's a boring job or doing all routine tasks, would you consider it as the perfect job for you? Would you be happy? Of course not. So the first one, number A, it's a good topic sentence because the writer is going to talk about what are the challenges he meets every day. He meets every day to confront the challenges that he confronts every day to call his job number B. B.
Last. What is that?
This one is bad. It's not a good topic for this week. Why? Because we're talking about the reason or why we consider this job as a perfect job. No need to talk about what? That experience. No need to talk about that last year I was not to get it. No need to talk about that experience.
I am.
Criteria. You're gaining good money. So he's saying that he's gaining more money than he had ever made. Okay.
My boss is very supporting and supportive and is helping me to succeed. Good.
One of the main reasons to consider your job to have boss.
I did.
Of course not. I'm not going to talk about my previous job or talk about my previous attempt to find a perfect job. No, the whole focus is about my new job, which is job hunting, and I consider the job I found or I have one for me. Now, thesis number 2. It's about skiing. Skiing is a great sport, but it's not for everyone. So, from the thesis, we know that all the topic sentences should be about what? Skiing only, not sports in general. Okay? Yes, please.
Not everyone has the ability to ski well.
It's good because here, what? We're going to talk about physical abilities. Not everyone. For example, a very old man, could he ski? Maybe physically he won't be able to do this. So physically he's not equipped. So this is true. It's not available, or it's not. It depends on the ability. No one or not everyone has the ability. Well, D.
A good skier means taking certain risks that some people are afraid to take.
Certain risks.
It's true.
Being a skier, you have to be brave because you're going to take certain risks. These certain risks might endanger even your life. So if you're not brave enough, you won't fit for skiing. This type of sport doesn't fit you. Okay?
Skiing is more difficult than ice skating.
We're going to ice skating, or we're going to write a comparison? No.
A day on the slope is not always affordable for everyone. No?
Slop, you know, in order to ski, you have to go to sloppy places, like Switzerland, for example, in order to... Okay. Is it affordable to go to Switzerland? Is it relevant to the acts or this type of sports skiing? Yes, because you are able, financially able, to go to these slots, pay these slots, you won't be able to practice this type of sport. So this is number. Yes. We're talking about how it's not affordable for each one to pay for the expenses of skiing. You're going to talk about the rest. So this is nearly similar to talking about being brave and willing to take risks. And now we're going to describe what are the expected risks specifically. Okay. So why we're doing this? In order to know that when you write your outline, we're going to do this lecture. Okay? Next lecture we're going to write outline this. When you write your outline, you have to write a thesis that contains at least three ideas, and then take each idea and develop it into paragraphs. But when you write your topic sentence for each idea, this topic sentence should be relevant to the thesis. Okay? To achieve what? To achieve unity. Unity of your writing. Okay? Also here, this is to check your answers. And then we move to the following activity on page 15. On page 15, we're going to talk about how to achieve coherence. Okay? Did you check it? Okay. After checking this, let's talk about coherence. In order to achieve coherence, and what we call like keeping the scope and sequence of events, you need to use first transition expressions. Remember last week I talked about using transitions to form compound sentence, complex sentence, remember? So transitions like what? Excellent. Okay, for example, bravo, however, excellent, all of these. So when you join sentences using transition, what's the function of transition? We said a transition is a word that can take the reader from one idea into the other. Okay? So using transition and using logical order to keep scope and sequence of events, you have to mention certain events related together to achieve unity, and in order to achieve coherence, you have to join them with transition, keeping the proper order. If you're talking, or if you are going to use time chronological order, the needed transition will be first, second, third, and this what type of logical order that you are following? You're following time chronological order. Or if you're talking about order of importance, the most important step in doing, making friends, for example, or in quitting smoking. The second most important step, the least important step, or way, method, and then you can say finally, the one. So, in order to achieve unity, you delete irrelevant idea. And in order to achieve coherence of your writing, you need to decide on a logic order, like time chronological order or order of importance, and use proper transition. Use proper transition for it to be able to connect your ideas together. Also, you need to use noun and pronoun agreement. For example, suppose I'm talking about happiness. Happiness is relative. Okay? Happiness varies from one person into the other. So stop. Happiness can be achieved easily. Okay? Happiness, repeating the same noun over and over again. This is very boring. Not good writing. But instead, you need to keep noun-pronoun agreement. I'm talking about happiness, so the proper pronoun would be if happiness is relative, it varies from one person into the other, it's hard to be achieved, all of these. So this all of these sentences following it together using pronoun helps you to achieve coherence in your writing. Finally, using parallel form. What's parallel form? Meaning, the same level. If you're talking about, if you're narrating, telling a story, what's the proper tense used here? Past. Okay, if you decided that you're going to use the past simple, you have to keep the past simple, especially if you are listing. And if you have decided that I'm going to use the past perfect, you have to use the same past perfect, especially if you are listing. And let's take some practice for this. On page 15, I want you to fill in the spaces with number A or B that suits the meaning, to make the meaning comprehensive and at the same time coherent together. The first one is done for you. I want you to read number 1 silently and do number 2 and 3. number 2? Ladies?
Listen to this tip will driving to and
Why did you choose B, not A? Because when we use in fact, this is to give what? Emphasis. Okay, to emphasize the information. To achieve coherence by emphasizing, using the proper transition here is in fact. Okay? If we look at this part, the gray part, these are the different transitions that you may use. Okay? Like here, if you're going to give examples, you can use, for example, for instance, in this case, can you see it? These marks is very important. The gray box at the top of page 15. And if you want to give additional idea, you use moreover, furthermore, in addition. And if you're showing contrast, you use however, in contrast, on the contrary, nevertheless. And if you're talking about a cause, okay, in this case you say as a result, therefore, thus, consequently. And if you're talking, or if you want to stress on a piece of information or give emphasis, you are going to say indeed, in fact, obviously, only. So here she chose number B because it assures, it stresses on the information mentioned in the sentence, in the previous. So what's the connection between the second sentence and the first sentence? The second sentence is giving more stress, more emphasis on the information mentioned in the previous sentence. Number 3. Yes?
This is a story of a man who read so many books on bravery and knighthood that he went crazy. He traveled the world as a ridiculous knight along with his friend Sancho Panza, because after that they together had 2 adventures.
Excellent. You found that the second sentence starts with the word together. So together gives us a hint that we're not talking about Don Quixote only. We're talking about Don Quixote and his friend. Okay, so number A would be a perfect choice because of what words together to get the second sentence. Now, I want you to join here on page 16. I want you to join using one of these transitions. In contrast, nevertheless, previously, of course, if you're referring to something that happened in the past. Excellent. Therefore, we said, therefore, if you're talking about results, okay? So, you need to read the relation between the second sentence and the first sentence to decide which transition would be inappropriate for this. Okay? For example, here it says, for example, and moreover. If the second sentence totally contradicts the first sentence, you join using in contrast. Okay? If the second sentence totally contradicts what has been mentioned in the first sentence, we join both of them using in contrast on the opposite. Okay? If the second sentence disagrees partially with the first sentence, we use nevertheless. Okay? Not full contradiction. A little of disagreement or something in spite of, like however, not in contrast. In contrast means on the opposite. 2 extremes joined together. If the second sentence talks about something in the past, we join it with the first sentence by using previously. If the second sentence is a result for the first sentence, we join using before. Like this example. I want to study in Italy for a year to learn about art. The second sentence says, I enrolled in Italian classes. I enrolled in Italian classes. This was the result for my desire to study art and going to Italy. So, actually, the best way for joining them together is by using therefore. Here, I want to study in Italy for a year to learn about art. Therefore, at the beginning of a sentence, followed by a comma. Don't forget the comma. Therefore, I enrolled in Italian classes. Okay? If the second sentence gives more information about the first sentence, in this case, you join using moreover. Moreover, like in addition. Excellent. Now, take a minute. Try to join these sentences.
Learning foreign language takes a lot of patience and effort. For example, it helps to have a good ear.
The second sentence, example for the first one.
Moreover.
Excellent. The second sentence is addition, more information about the first one. That's why moreover. Excellent. Number 3.
The college student was told to revise his essay a third time. Nevertheless, she has still made a great progress with her writing skills.
Excellent. In spite of, however.
John Steinbeck, a famous American author, wrote many books concerning the human condition. For example, his novel *The Grapes of Wrath* dealt with the problems of the Great Depression.
Choose, for example, why did we choose it? Because he gave us examples of work by saying his sentence gives us an example of his work. So that's why we join using for example. Number 5.
The knowledge of standard grammar, sophisticated vocabulary, and proper organization. In contrast, email messages use abbreviations, symbols, and slang.
Because contradicts. The first sentence is talking about academic, but the second is talking about what? Email writing, which is workplace writing, technical writing, for job place writing. So these are two different topics. The best way to join them is by using income. The last one. Yep.
Nowadays, done on the internet. Important information was started on a special film called Microfiche. It's past.
Previously, important information was stored on a special film called Microfiche. Why? Because they were about something that used to be used in the past, but now it's very distinct. no extinct. This is to check your answers, and now let's move to the following page where we're going to talk about orders. We said that we can keep logical order by using prime or order of importance. These are the two ways of keeping logical order and keeping proper sequence of your writing. So the proper transition, as you can see here in the gray box at the top of page 17, the proper transition for talking about prime chronological order is first, second, third, after that, later, and finally. Next, then, and finally. When you are going to end your left, you need to write finally. Okay? But not in the conclusion. In the concluding paragraph, we write to sum up, to in conclusion, to conclude, all of these. But when you're talking, or when you're giving time chronological order, you say first, second, third, next, later, after that, then, and lastly, or finally. Okay? Now, if you're giving order of importance, you're going to use these. The most important, can you see this? The most important thing, or the least important thing. The next priority, or the next most important thing. All of these are good expressions to tell the reader that you are following order of importance. Or finally here, the third priority, or the third goal, or the final priority, or the final goal. Can you see them? Okay? These are the expressions, or the needed expressions and transitions to show that you are following order of importance. Okay? Now let's look at this process. Actually, this exercise prepares us for our Unit 2, because in Unit 2, as I told you, we're going to talk about how to write process analysis, describing a process. So here we have a small process, how to make rice. Who doesn't know how to make rice? Oh, we all know how to make rice. Okay? So these steps will help you. Here you have the topic sentence, and these are the supporting sentences. I want you to transfer them in short paragraphs talking about steps of how to make rice using time chronological order, first, second, then, or order of importance. The most important step is to do so. The second important step, the least important step in making rice is to, and so on. And finally, I want you to write a concluding sentence. Okay, this is very short, 2 minutes only. Here are the supporting ideas. Boil water, add rice, cook for about 20 minutes. Use them to write this short paragraph. I'm going to read especially I'm going to read your paragraph because you don't know how to make rice. You don't know how to? Okay, this is for you to learn.
make rice, first boil some water, then you add rice to water. After that, cook for about 20 minutes. Finally, you will have a good rice.
I'll wait for you. Yeah, simply, it's very, okay? What's your name? It's very simple. She's grandfather.
If you want to make rice, first boil some water with little salt, then choose the quantity that you want. After that, put rice slowly in the bowl. Wait to boil it to 20 minutes.
Okay, don't forget to serve it. Don't leave it in the pot, okay? And you can take a picture with it. It's up to you. Okay, another process, the second one. I wanted to write a short paragraph about here. What would you do if you want to learn a foreign language? Like here, it's what would you do if you want to learn a foreign language like Spanish? These are the steps. I wanted to write another short paragraph now about steps. As I told you, this is how to, this is process analysis. That's why writing about the process is very easy. Just decide what are the steps and then start explaining them with details. That's it. Okay? Take 2 minutes. How to learn a foreign language, which is Spanish. How to learn Spanish.
In the beginning,
you might be able to affordable. What's the conclusion? For example, the conclusion you would find the extent.
I didn't write the conclusion. If you want to learn Spanish, first take a class in Spanish. Second, visit Spanish-speaking countries. And the most important thing, practice Spanish, speaking Spanish with a friend.
He managed to combine 2 logical orders. He finds chronological order and the most important thing. Okay, so first, second, and the most important thing. A concluding sentence. Okay?
You want to learn Spanish, first practice speaking Spanish with a friend. Then take a class in the Spanish language. The most important thing to visit Spanish-speaking country. Finally, after time, you will apply to talk in Spanish.
Able to talk in Spanish. Good one. Excellent. Yes, what's your name?
If you want to learn Spanish, try to watch a Spanish movie or buy a book how to learn Spanish language. You can take a class in Spanish 3 hours weekly.
You can add these. So Russia managed to add more details, more than the given details for her. So this is excellent. These are your own ideas. Okay, write these ideas and add more. And add excellent.
If you want to be perfect in Spanish, first you have to buy a dictionary, then listen to news or a conversation. Second step is attending classes to improve your speaking. Finally, you should practice with friends to not forget. It's great to keep learning.
Okay, good one.
If you want to learn the Spanish language, first take a class in Spanish, then practice speaking Spanish with friends. After that, visit a Spanish-speaking country, and I promise you will speak it fluently.
Good one. Okay. Now, let's move to page 18, where we're going to practice how to keep coherence, not by using time order only or order of importance with proper transition, no, with also using proper pronouns. Okay, these are. So if you see here, what's revision and why is it necessary? It refers to what? Revision. So instead of saying, what's revision and why is revision? We find this is, as I told you, monotonous and boring. That's why we use noun-pronoun agreement. Okay, we use pronoun that is agree with the mentioned noun before it. Usually the noun is mentioned before it, before the pronoun. I felt that I left my expensive dictionary in the library. I didn't know how I did that. That refers to what? Exactly, to the whole action. That refers to the whole action, lifting my expensive dictionary in the library. And instead of repeating this again, we use this demonstrative that. Okay? I have a young brother. He is a lawyer. He refers to what? Brother. Instead of saying, my brother is a lawyer, we use he. But remember, you need to keep, as I told you, noun-pronoun agreement. It's incorrect to say, I have a younger brother, she's a lawyer. Can I say she's a lawyer? No, because I'm talking about a brother, not a sister. Okay? So, who's going to choose now? We're going to read this exercise and choose. Choose the most suitable pronoun and tell me it refers to what?
On Sunday afternoon, my mother and I went to visit my uncle. I told my mother that I was looking forward to seeing him. Uncle. Him again. She was delighted to hear. To hear this.
He refers to what?
Her mother.
She refers to my. This refers to what?
This.
Exactly. The visit for the uncle.
One second, my sister Diana and her father and my father were
refers to whom? Father. Thank you.
My mother and I drove to my uncle's house. When we arrived, my uncle and his wife greeted us. Me and my mother. The mother and the daughter also. And I. They were very excited.
The last exercise for today's lecture is how to keep parallel form. And remember, these small mistakes, trivial mistakes like missing commas, missing misspelling, disagreement of noun pronoun, all these you might have in the form of editing paragraph. A paragraph that you're going to edit for mistakes. The final activity that we're going to practice today is how to keep, this is to check your answers if you'd like, is how to keep parallel form, like this example. When you say, I love playing tennis, swimming, and this expression or this sentence is parallel. Why? Because you use gerund after like, and after this comma, you use another gerund. Finally, at the end of your listing, you're using the third gerund. But if you say, I like playing tennis, swimming, and cadet, this is incorrect. Why it's incorrect? Because this is gerund, and to plus infinitive. Although like is one of the verbs that can come followed by a gerund or to plus infinitive. For example, you can say, I like playing tennis, or I like to play tennis. What's the difference? Both grammatically, both are correct. But if you decided to say, I like here, it's going to be to swim, and to dance. Okay. This is how to keep parallel form. Now tell me, what's the difference between saying, I like playing tennis, or I like to play tennis? What's the difference? Excellent. Playing, this tennis, this is generally speaking, as a habit. Excellent. I like playing tennis. I like reading. I like swimming. As a habit, generally speaking. But I like to play tennis. This is specifically, not necessarily now. This is specifically in certain occasions. Maybe now, I like to play tennis now. Or maybe later. So when you say, I like to play tennis, this means that you're going to mention specific occasions. I like to play tennis with my brother. I like to play tennis with my friend. But when you say I like playing tennis, this is generally speaking whether you're playing it with your brother or your father or your friend. This is generally speaking. But to play, this is specifically. Like, for example, I like swimming. I like swimming in any place at any time. But when you say I like to swim in the morning, for example, this is specifically in the early morning. Or I like to swim in the sea, and this is specifically in the sea. I hate, for example, swimming in pools, maybe. Okay? So this is the difference. The point is, whenever you decide that you're going to talk generally, you have to keep it till the end of the lesson. You're going to talk specifically in certain occasions, you have to keep it till the end. Also, if you're using the past simple, for example, or any specific tense, if you're using the present simple or any verb tense, if you're giving a list, you have to follow the same tense throughout your list. She cooked dinner, set the table, and arranged the flowers. All are expressed in past simple. Excellent. But when we say, she cooked dinner, set the table, and the flowers were arranged. And the flowers were arranged, this is past. But what time is past? No. Passive. Excellent. Please, thank you. So, although this is past as well, but this is not past simple. So this is incorrect. Okay. The form is, she could, set, arrange. This is the right form. Now I want you to find mistakes here on page 19, like the example. This is the last exercise for today. At the age of 20, I started to plus infinitive. See? I started to write plays. I started to take acting classes. And I
started to produce shows. So here, the mistake is take. Why? We shouldn't write taking, because I started to followed by infinitive, not the gerund form. Okay? So I want you to find a mistake like this in the following sentences. And as I told you, expect this in the editing paragraph to find in parallel form that you need to correct it to make it parallel form. We're running out of time. This is the
as a teenager, I reported on the school events, editing, should edit. Simple. Articles for the high school newspaper and published some of my stories.
Thank you.
Some of the rewards of being an author are learning about my historical events. Yeah.
Excellent. Our learning. Our learning, this is the correct one. About historical events, researching
The lives of famous people and discovering facts about them.
Why? Because we're giving present continuous. The last one. How to receive the become, not think, and how to take more rest. Okay? Happy feast to you all. See you after the feast, inshallah. Bye. Okay, just fine. Yeah, there. Okay.